have a lot of people come in for this one. I don't know, people are probably busy, summer vacation, whatever the case is. So I put the code in the chat for anyone. Oh, what the heck? My camera. Okay. Why is it? My camera's all off. Where's the cam? I don't even have the cam 2 on. Yeah, it's saying that it's weird. Yeah, it's... Oh. Ah, okay, there we go. So I don't feel like doing camera today. Hey, what's up, everyone? We're live. If you guys want to play, check out the title of the video. You should see it in there. If you don't see the code in there, just refresh the stream. I'm mad at how 80 people disliked my debate today. Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Slammed with it. I personally think they disliked the person that I was debating with, like his points.
That's
like
my guess too.
Yeah, because like with Retro Death, there was dislikes, but there wasn't as many dislikes. Like it wasn't as high as this one. But this is by far like my most disliked video since like the last one was, I think, when I asked for I said Nintendo should put The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch and the Wii U, and people did not like that I said that. I got like disliked like crazy. I was like, guys, listen to me. This is gonna happen. Trust me.
Why do you think? Why didn't people want that?
Because the Switch wasn't really a thing at that point. All it was rumor, you know?
Like so like when it was NX.
Yeah, it was still NX, so people didn't like the fact that the Legend of Zelda on the Wii U, there would be no true like Legend of Zelda game that's exclusive to the Wii U. That's one of the points that many people, I think Retro Death even made that point too, where he was like, oh well, there's no exclusive, you know, Wii U Zelda, and I'm like, bro, there's no Nintendo system that's ever sold 13 million units. This is not the this is a completely different situation. Like, they're gonna set themselves up for failure if they don't have a big, you know, first party title, like a high quality, I mean like super AAA title at launch. Like they need to have that game, like, you know, they need to follow what the Wii did. You know what I'm saying? Because like the Wii had Twilight Princess at launch. You know, in addition to Wii Sports, but Twilight Princess also helped. So I'm like, you know, that system had success. So, you know, that's what I was saying, and people didn't like the fact that I said that. So, what's up? Is that Sean?
What's up?
No, it's Itaki.
Oh, what's up? Okay, my bad. Sometimes you sound like Sean, but not really. I'm dumb.
Like Sean Long?
No, not Sean Long. Sean Sweeney.
Oh, okay.
He's a Patreon dude too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the debate was, you know, if you want to call it a debate, you know, better than the last one, I'd say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No one talking for each other. So.
Yeah, definitely far more friendly. I think the tone was better. You know, not as angry.
But he was yelling there for a while, wasn't he? Though? Or that's because his connection was, he couldn't.
I think he was trying to talk over his family that was in the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were thinking like, oh, he was getting mad or something. Like, I think he's trying to talk over everybody. That's all in the background, because there's like a lot of tape being pulled and some other.
Yeah, it looked like he was like at
or something.
It felt like he was like at work or something, or he was like the tape and all that, like, you know, like. But I mean, either way, like I said, I gotta give him props. You know, that's why I gave him like major props. I gave him props on Twitter. I'm like, you know, a lot of people, they'll duck after like people wanted to line up to debate me, you know, before re-res, you know, and then after re-res, nobody wants to talk to me. You know, like, like with that
popped up in my homepage today. I'm gonna watch it when I get a chance.
Watch it.
I don't think I was. I didn't see it when it came out. I don't know why. I watched your channel for like all these years, and I don't remember ever seeing it.
It was on Sean Long's channel. It wasn't
okay.
on my channel. It was on Sean Long's channel, and I never put it on my channel. Out of respect for Sean for taking the time to debate, you know, or to moderate, because moderated debates, it sucks, dude. Nobody wants to moderate a debate.
People were some people were saying that there should have been a moderator. If I know what I'm talking about, but anyway.
In this debate.
Yeah, it wasn't just him though. It was actually several people in the chat as well. But I don't know how much that helps. Honestly, man, it's like you guys had a pretty good discussion.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Usually you need a moderator when, like for example, like the presidential debates. You're gonna need a moderator for that. You know, me and Retro Death, you needed a moderator for that one because it was.
Yeah, because on YouTube it's not.
Yeah.
People in chat were like debate and they're even like, well, no, like we don't want to debate in this context. It's you know, they get arguments and go to you present arguments.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I could have potentially got someone, but like I said, you know, he was late, and I couldn't give an exact time of when it was going to be. So there was just like various factors. But like I said, as long as I kept my cool, I knew that I would have needed a moderator. I know a lot of people said there should be one, but to me, I just don't think there needed to be one, especially for the level of where, you know, he was kind of at in terms of his knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need a moderator so I can go over like how to what happened to Final Fantasy VII on the N64. You know, like
it's I guess it's kind of water's really good if you have like a certain like maybe very near like for instance when you made it on I don't want it. That was like one defined question should you be fired and that was the debate. Just listener and one single question. So that's what you're to water. Just question. Bag is
we did at the very end. At the very end, but there was not really much of a, you know, debate with that one. It's like
yeah, like that's really a third-party game. Like,
yeah,
yeah, on their system.
Yeah, it's just on their system. Nintendo.
People were talking about server being whether it was third-party or not. Nintendo had helped them, although they were debating how much help they got.
Nintendo's NCL team, so the team that used to make Wave Race and all that, they co-developed, they helped out with that game. The indie studio.
Do you know if? Sorry, did Nintendo put any money into it though?
Yeah,
I was trying to find it.
It's their staffers, so therefore they pay them. So that's technically them putting money into it because they are, you know, they're giving them staff to do the game, and I'm pretty sure the game was published by Nintendo too as well.
Yeah, it was. I looked into that too.
Yeah.
People were getting nasty about it in the chat. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look into this. Yeah, if you go on this on the eShop, it says Nintendo as the publisher, and then it also says on the Wikipedia page and whatever else you can find. I found an article interviewing the two developers, and they said that they went to Nintendo with it and wanted them to help them with it because that's how it started.
Without Nintendo, the game wouldn't have been what it is. So that's why it's more of a second-party type of title. First party, but
like, is that like so like Bayonetta 2 in a way? Would you think or not?
And that's why second party isn't, like I said that on the live stream. That's why second party isn't really like a real term. You know what I'm saying? It's not like something that's like 100% term. Nintendo sees Snipper Clips as a game that they funded and they developed. Although a third-party developer, it was their idea, and they had guys that worked on it. But Nintendo definitely sees it as one of their first-party titles as well. But you see it as a collaboration. Bayonetta 2, it's not as hands-on. Nintendo obviously, like they brought ideas as far as like the costumes and all that to Nintendo, but Nintendo didn't help develop the game at all. So it's different than the case of Snipper Clips, where you actually had you had developers who were working on it. Bayonetta 2 was developed completely by Platinum Games, and Nintendo, all they did was give them like, you know, some guidance on like the costumes. I think they provided some assets for them for like the costumes that you can use, but yeah, and of course they funded it, but they didn't have any developers on it. Platinum Games was completely competent there, so
it's similar but different in the way that they help things.
Yeah. I would pretty much, like I said before, you know, I call Bayonetta. Bayonetta was completely funded and published by Nintendo. It's a first party title. It's completely published. It's funded by Nintendo. It was developed by a third party studio, but it's essentially a first-party game. Bayonetta 2 is. But like for example, stuff like Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That's it's the same thing, just with the Nintendo IP though this time. So Nintendo's obviously monitoring it a bit more cautiously. But they gave them a lot of freedom to kind of do what they want, as far as that game goes. So it really just depends. Miyamoto did make some suggestions though, and asked them to do a couple things here and there with that game.
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
It's the guy from the UK.
Oh, okay. You sounded different. You did not sound like how you normally sound. Burrito, what's up, man?
Hey.
Hey.
I'm brilliant. I'm off.
Oh, he's here.
Freya, how about you call back in 5 minutes when you're done with John?
Oh gosh. I suck at this game. Yo, seriously, Nintendo was not joking when they said that I could get better items. Way better items.
Yeah, the
items
is way different.
Yo, yeah. When you're like in the lower place, like sometimes like before you'd be getting like green shells, like 3 green shells. Like when you're in like 10th place, it's like you don't need 3 green shells in 10th place. Like you need a star, you need a bullet bill. Like I got dope items that whole time because I was like rolling like in 11th or 12th place. Almost that whole race, and then I started getting bullet bills, stars, and all sorts of stuff, and I got to 7th place. that was
After
tough.
this update is the first time I got that whole all 8 item thing.
So, do you guys think that we'll hear about the online app in the Direct tomorrow?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. You never know what Nintendo.
And maybe they demonstrate it with Splatoon?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. Maybe they do. It's a 25-minute presentation, so maybe that leads to some to believe that. But I don't want to sit here and say, yeah, that's gonna happen, then it doesn't. I don't know because I just don't know. If Nintendo said a limited version is coming this summer, they said Splatoon 2 is probably going to be the game that they launch it with. So, if you guys want to play, go ahead and use the code in the chat. Whoever's watching, the code, or not, it's not even in the chat. It's in the title of the video. So refresh and check out the title of the video if you want to play.
I mean, at least the online thing is more associated with the release of Splatoon 2 than not, so...
We'll see. Don't know. It's a limited version of it, so I doubt it's going to be, even if they did release it, I doubt it's going to be anything substantial.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, on top of that, like, it's almost useless to me at this point. I mean, and this is just me individual. It's not, I know other people have different things, but to me, it means almost nothing, because Discord for me is like what I use for everything. So, I mean, I use Discord for everything. I use Discord on my phone. I use Discord.
Exactly.
I use Discord on my phone because Discord's just better than all the other options that's available on even PS4, Xbox One. It's just better.
Which would be fantastic if Discord somehow worked with Nintendo.
That'd be great.
And got a version of Discord actually built into the OS with a firmware update of Discord onto the Switch.
And that's the biggest thing that people want it on the OS more than anything. I don't care if it's on the OS or not, because you still have to plug your headset into a controller, So to me, it's like I don't care. Personally, I don't care. But I know a lot of other people do.
Was Discord the company, or was it another online company that was giving the poll to see if they wanted to work with the Switch?
Discord.
Of course, everyone's gonna say yes, though. Do they need to poll that? Is that even something they need to poll? I mean, to me, that just seems like they're trying to drive up hype.
I think maybe it was like, how would they like if they did that?
Everyone's gonna say yes, please, 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 please. I mean, even PS4 and Xbox One dudes will probably say, yeah, give us Discord on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, they use Discord.
Viewers are gonna want anything on there rather than not.
Exactly.
Yeah, but at this point, I can't see Nintendo doing like a 180 and saying, that phone app we went on about for a year and a half? Yeah, we've kind of scrapped that now. Now you've got Discord.
I don't know if they scrap it. Maybe they just have multiple options.
Yeah, could be. Yep.
If it was a really good smartphone app, they could just use it for lobbying and then channel the voice chat through Discord on the app.
It might even Discord is people like it because it's established. I mean, Nintendo's app might work just like Discord. It might be the exact same thing, but Discord already has an established base, across everything. So everyone's like, "Oh, this is better," But it might work exactly like Discord. That's the thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, how they've explained it, as far as setting up lobbies and doing all that, it's just like Discord. How they've explained it, from what I understand.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, and being able to send notifications of, anyone up for a tournament tonight and stuff like that, setting up lobbies and that. It is kind of like Discord.
Yeah.
We just don't know the whole features yet.
Yeah, I mean, from what they've explained, it's very much like Discord, so maybe they're thinking that it's the same thing, so this is what you guys are going to get. We'll see, though. Obviously, like I said, more options, the better. The best thing to do is just make sure it's just on the system and it's on there for both people. But then you also run into the problem of Nintendo needs to make sure that they get, I don't know, maybe you can use a Bluetooth headset because their controllers don't have headset ports in there. They don't have headset ports, so.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Is
they'd
that
be
really
able to
Nintendo's fault, though? That's more like Apple's.
Apple? What?
I said, is that really Nintendo's fault, though, that people don't have headphone jacks? I think that's really Apple's fault.
Is it Apple's fault? Oh, okay, he's making a joke. Okay, he's making a joke, yeah, it's definitely Apple's fault, yeah. It's their fault. And Game also blamed, it's also Game, they blame Nintendo for their bad sales. So whenever you're in trouble, just blame someone else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course, yeah. Game is going bankrupt because of Nintendo. Game in the UK. It's a fact. It has nothing to do with their trading policy, where you buy a game for £50, take it back a day later and they give you £10, and then they put it in the window for 40. It has nothing to do with their Gamers Club, where you have to spend about £500 to get a £20 voucher. It has nothing to do with I could take my phone, my Galaxy S7 Edge, because they do phone trade-ins now, and they'll give me 50 quid for it and resell it for £250. It's got nothing to do with any of that at all. It's Nintendo's fault.
Dude, I think you're just a whiner. That's what your problem is. You should just accept everything, accept everything that they do wrong and blame Nintendo. I would blame Nintendo. Nintendo, you don't have enough systems. Why aren't you shipping more to the UK? Blame Nintendo.
Okay, it sounds like you're damn controlling.
I am I'm damage controlling. Blame Nintendo for everything, damn it. You know what the funny thing is that I can see where they're coming from, because I can see where they're coming from. Obviously they're wrong, but you have this system that's hot, right? People want it. Games, there's so many games that are selling, and they're looking at potential trade-ins. They're looking at all the revenue that they could be making if Nintendo could just keep stock. And they're butthurt. And they're butthurt about it because they see what's going on. They know that this system is selling. And then the PS4 and Xbox One at this point is stagnant, right? You have a few games that sell big, amounts of copies. And then the rest of the time, every other game just drops off the face of the earth. Like, look at the falling prices of PS4 and Xbox One games. That's pretty much you can see what's going on with the industry. People get excited, people buy it, and then games just fall off the side of a cliff. Prey is already $29.99 at this point. You know what I'm saying? Just came out in May. It's $29.99. Mass Effect Andromeda completely dropping to $20. You know what I'm saying? Just a few months after launch. I mean, this is what's happening. So, and whereas Nintendo games, they retain their value. So you can have Mario Kart 8 still be $50 or $60. You can have people trading the game in. They could be making money off of that. So that's I can see where they're coming from, because they know that Nintendo's hot system accessories are selling like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they're not making any of that money. Or they're making very limited quantities of that big money and that potential. So, but to blame Nintendo is just stupid, though.
They told all their shareholders, you're going to have massive dividends this year, and now they've told them in advance, don't expect such high dividend. In fact, probably don't expect any dividends.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with the amount that Nintendo's shipping to the UK, because Nintendo. I don't think Nintendo's allocating like most of the enough of their stock. I wouldn't say enough, but they're spreading it out throughout Europe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and France is getting maybe a little bit better priority than them when it comes to units. So France might be getting more than them based on how France responded to the Wii U. I mean, nobody really bought the Wii U, but France was the best country in Europe. So, I mean, I think France might be getting a little bit of special treatment when it comes to stock. So...
Yeah, the UK's never been Nintendo's, not even close to one of their strongest markets. But from what I'm seeing on Amazon and a few other sites, compared to the Wii U, I think there are more Switches coming into the UK than there were Wii U.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's doing much better, and Nintendo should try to, of course, bump it up there, because what do you when you see a weakness, what do you want to do? You want to attack it too, right? Especially if you've got momentum. So I think Nintendo's I think they're going to step things up. I just think that right now they're kind of, they're delegating. Japan obviously they're struggling, but they're getting as much stock as they can. Everyone's struggling, man.
They've got to concentrate on North America, their biggest, and Japan, Japan.
Yeah, that's what they're really. North America gets more. North America gets there's restocks a lot here, man. Like my Best Buy got 50 of them. My Best Buy did. And I don't live in the biggest, city in California. I mean, it's one of the biggest cities. I mean, Central Valley, Bakersfield. It's pretty. I mean, it's big. I mean, I think there's like 400.
One store getting 50 consoles.
Yeah. My Best Buy, but it's the only Best Buy, like in my city of like 400,000 people, and there's all like the little surrounding like Hispanic towns that we have around here. I think it's like 30,000 or 50,000 people. Like it's the only one. So like a lot of people, go into where I live in order to shop. So there's only one Best Buy. So I can see why my Best Buy always gets a good amount of stock. Like when Mario Kart came out, they got like 40 something. They recently, like around the time of ARMS, like that was probably like the weakest. They got like 30 something. But then recently, I talked to the people there when I went to go pick up Mass Effect, and like, yeah, we got 50 of them. Like that morning, they got like 50 of them, or around I think maybe yesterday or that morning, and they were all like, there was one left when I snapped a picture of it.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot for Splatoon.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I think they will. I know that their Splatoon 2 is going to be a big game for them. So we'll see.
I was trying to work it out earlier. I mean, if it can be believed that Japan pre-orders are around 800,000.
Oh my God.
I was trying to think. Right, what is North America and Europe altogether? Japan, North America, and Europe. That's got to be at least 1.5 million pre-orders.
Oh, yeah,
it has
easy.
to be, doesn't it?
Oh, easy.
Well, didn't Amazon already sell out online?
Yeah, they did. They'll get some more stock in, but yeah, they already sold out. But yeah, it got up to number 2 on there, which is crazy because of how many people buy those stupid PSN cards. Those things, because nobody trusts. Here's the thing: after the hack, nobody trusts Sony's online, so they don't put their credit card information on there. But they want to buy digital games. So in order to buy your digital games, you have, like, a lot of people don't want to put their credit card information in America, so they put they buy those PSN cards instead. So that's the reason why those PSN cards. Yeah, it makes I have friends that that buy digital games, like PSN friends, acquaintances, and they say, dude, I never put my credit card information on Sony's. Like, I'm sorry, I'll never put my information on there, and that's a lot of people that do that. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it either. I buy the PSN cards whenever I want something from PSN. I don't put my credit card information on Sony's thing. that hack, dude, man, they had everyone.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Oh, that was horrible. And like PSN was down for like what, 2 months or something like that, or 3 months. I don't know how long it was, but
yeah, you got to feel sorry for the gamers, haven't you? You know what I mean? Whoever did that. It's just not right, you know?
Douche. That was a pretty douchey move by the hackers, man. I agree. But anyway, either way, people were not happy about that. So that's what caused the great PSN card revolution on Amazon.
But Amazon sales numbers usually only come out through MPD though, right? Or is it always?
I don't even know if the Amazon sales numbers come up in the NPD. I think they started tracking like major online retailers, so I think now they did, but I know before they didn't. But yeah, it should definitely be pretty good because I know like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had a big 2 months MPD. Like it was top single selling SKU in May and top I think top SKU in April. So.
In the UK, I feel sorry for anyone that's ordered like ARMS from actually Nintendo, because Nintendo, they've had petitions against them to stop using this company. They use a company called HUT, H-U-T, and I remember on the Wii U, the Mario Kart 8 debacle. People ordered it, yep, you'll get it on the day of release on that Friday. Guaranteed, we've got couriers sending it out. That day, no one got it. By 6 o'clock, Nintendo had been inundated with so many phone calls, they had to start issuing people through email digital download codes. They sent out literally tens of thousands of them, and they still use this company called HUT. It's like if they get an order of 10 units or more, they can't handle it. That's it. The company just collapses. But Nintendo still insists on using them.
Because they're cheap. Nintendo's being cheap. Nintendo's being cheap, man.
They are useless. They really are useless. I don't know why Nintendo still uses them. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what? That actually happened with what was it? What was it? Here in America, like Nintendo, like Amazon, they couldn't fulfill some people's orders the day of, so people got $10 credits on Amazon for their late orders. So that even happened here.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. It was just like Mario Kart 8. I don't know what it was. Like people like Zelda. Everything was good with Zelda. ARMS, I didn't think people had any problems with ARMS. I thought ARMS did okay here as far as the Amazon, but I know that happened a lot with like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I know Chad Tronic, who's a big YouTuber, like that happened with him. He's like, is this going to come on time? And I think Blandrew as well. I think that might have happened to him too, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
I can't understand. I don't know what the law's like in the US. I have no idea, but certainly over in the UK, NBA Playgrounds, all that.
Oh my god!
Debacle about. It's going to be out within a couple of days of launch. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I phoned Nintendo and I said it's now been about 10 weeks. I actually did tell a little Porky. I said I've been in touch with my local trading standards, and what they said, they've broken their promise, and you are selling an unfit for purpose game on their behalf. And they said, right, we'll send it on to our headquarters in Germany. I went, yeah, okay, how long do I have to wait? Well, a couple of days. They sent back, no, we can't give a refund. If you read the description when you buy from our eShop, you waiver all rights. And I said, yeah, that may be so, but there's still UK legal rights. This is an unfit, anyway, cut a long story short, I got a refund, but I've been hearing from people that they phone Nintendo, no refunds whatsoever.
Yeah, you know, that's actually a pretty bad situation based on what they've said, which I've meaning to get to a video about. Like, there's just been so much news, hard to cover up on myself, but apparently the NBA Playgrounds dudes, they said that, oh, well, they have the patch that's ready to go, it's just that it's too big or something like that. And I guess Nintendo's policy kind of is you can't have a patch as big as what they're trying to do. Which I don't fully understand, because they said that the patch that they're going to do is actually going to reduce the game size. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but either way, there's some policies that they're not following in line with Nintendo, and there's some stuff apparently there, but they're putting it on Nintendo. Now, I don't know the full 100% story behind it, or like, you know, we obviously can't get Nintendo's side. But either way, it doesn't really matter whose fault it is or what's going on. I think it's both of their faults, and they need to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous. You know?
I mean, it wasn't too long ago, well, a few years, Microsoft did have a policy where updates couldn't be larger than a certain file size, and they had to reverse that to a 180. If you look back, they actually had a policy to say, yeah, file sizes, updates couldn't be larger than a certain size.
So I actually DM'd the NBA Playground dev, and he said that it's a few waivers from being. It's like a few waivers signed from being for the update to come out, but Nintendo isn't in a hurry.
Nintendo's not in it, so they are going to release it, just Nintendo isn't in a hurry.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay, so that's new information. When did you DM it?
What gives me is I've got it on Xbox, and it's 8 gigabytes in size. this update, I've had a couple of updates on the Xbox One, like a 1 gig and an 800 megabyte, I think. This update for the Switch is 15 gigabytes. Why has it got to be so big? Optimize your code, compress it, do whatever you have to.
So you're saying that the update for NBA Playgrounds is 15 gigabytes? Is that what you're saying?
For me,
Okay, I didn't hear what you said. So you're saying that the update for the and it's 15 gigabytes?
yeah, I've got it on Xbox, yeah, and the game is 8 gigabytes. Now it's had a couple of updates. One was 1 point something gig, the other one was just under. So it makes it. It turns out the whole game now is about 9 gigs, yeah. The update for the Switch version is 15 gigs. I don't see why it has to be that big.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's bigger than the actual game on the Xbox One.
Yeah,
that's double the size.
I'm not sure what's going on, man. Maybe the tech. I have no clue what's going on, dude. Maybe the tech.
I just hope it comes soon.
Yeah, let's just hope it comes.
It's a really fun game.
It is. It's a great game. Just it needs online for it to. I mean, that's the reason why I've stopped playing. Like, I've already beat a lot of the single player stuff. I'm like, I kind of want to go online and play against some other people, and you can't. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't complain too much myself, just because I mean I got a review copy, so I didn't spend my money on it. But I can be upset. I guess I can sympathize with other people, you know, that paid their money for the game.
Oh, I'm still stuck on the second tournament, but we'll skip over that. Yeah, yeah. Look, NBA is an American sport, okay? I'm from the UK. I don't get all this dunking and whatever.
Stop it! You guys play basketball there. There's a European basketball league where the NBA recruits a lot of players from there.
Like I say, we'll skip over that. Next topic.
I can understand if you're talking about Madden, but don't give me that. But although the UK particularly doesn't have a lot of basketball players, though, right? That's not necessarily a lot of, like, just the UK in general, right?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Not that I know of. No.
Yeah, I can't think of any notable UK like draft.
No.
So you're right there. You're right there. But I guess Europe in whole. But yeah, I see what you're saying. You guys got a lot of good football players, though. You know, not American football, just the world football players. There's a lot of good football players there.
There's some fantastic American football players that have come over to the UK for the Premiership team.
Oh yeah,
fantastic American players, which amazes me because, as far as I know, actual what I call football, you call soccer, is still fairly small in America.
Yeah, it's getting bigger though. I mean, there's still the issue like with having. You can tell a league's not that big like when they have to put like the sponsors' names like on the front of the jersey, and that's kind of where like the MLS is right at this point. Like whereas like NFL, you know, they don't have like Xbox jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Paying for sponsorship, but it's getting better. I think my friend Quincy, I grew up with him. He plays for I think like one of the Chicago team. He's getting paid pretty good, man. I mean, he's getting paid 6-figure salary. So yeah, it's not Steph Curry, $40 million a year, but it's definitely getting better than what it was before. You know.
I will never forget the time when the American football team actually knocked England out of the World Cup semi-finals. Oh my God! An American football team knocking England, who invented football, out of the World Cup quarter-finals, whatever it was. I couldn't believe it. That was the worst day of my life. That's not a slant on Americans. I just mean it's not even your national sport, and you beat the England national team.
Dude, I would be salty too. Like, I'm kind of salty for you. I mean, like, that's a surprise. I mean, I remember when it happened. I was like, oh, okay, wow.
I think we put out a B team anyway.
Maybe. Well, I mean, sometimes it happens. You know, sometimes America will get those upsets out of nowhere. I don't know if you ever seen the movie. You probably haven't seen the movie Miracle, but
yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, got that upset on the Russian team. I mean, America's really good at certain things, you know, and then stuff that we're not really good at. We usually suck at a lot of things, you know, like we're not good at soccer, but we're good at basketball. We're the only ones who play football, really, so we're good at that. But I mean, there's some other stuff. Obviously, America did pretty good at the most recent Olympics. So we got more issues in sports, though. We got gun violence problem.
Look, my country can't even form a government. Top that one.
Our country's not running too much better right now. No, I'm joking. There's just a lot of there's a lot of people that just won't accept and won't move the freak on that Trump is president. Like they're so butthurt that this dude won presidency being like a dude, like just being like a rich dude. They're so mad and they just won't freaking move on. That's the biggest thing. Like, I don't care if you like him or not. You know what I'm saying? You can support him, you can not support him, but move on. He won. Being so divisive and angry and always mad, that's not going to accomplish anything. And like, I see these people in droves just so angry. Like, you going to do this for all 4 years he's president? Like, how do you have the stamina for that, man? Like Jesus.
He won. What is the point of you?
What's up?
Yeah, what is the point of you moaning? He's won.
Exactly.
He's in term now for at least 4 years. I bet half of them who are moaning, did you go and vote? Well, no, I didn't vote myself. You've got no right to moan then. What are you moaning for? You didn't even vote.
Oh,
so,
bro, our choices, bro.
Well, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean, look, like I said before, man. I mean, my family, they were like so anti-Trump, like so much, like just so much, And most of my family, I mean, we're half women, half men, I guess, like as far as like the split. So I can understand why some women, definitely aren't there. But overall, I was like, well, I mean, the dude, I mean, he's run businesses, right? Like, give him a chance. I mean, like, he's like a billionaire. I mean, maybe he might do some good stuff, I mean, so, yeah, to me, it wasn't really, like, a big deal. Like, I know the presidency's a huge deal, but to me, it was like, these are our choices. Like, this dude's probably going to win. Like, and, like, people got, like, my family got all butthurt at me because I said that. I'm like, no, he's probably going to win. Like, he's probably going to win. And he won. So...
I just thought the pre-election polls were like so funny because like they had like Hillary winning by a slide.
Yeah, those were funny. Those were I didn't. First of all, I no longer trust like media in America. Too much fake news, too much BS, lying, garbage,
blackmailing
CNN, and they're like, look, I don't care if you don't like Trump, but bruh, like y'all over here blackmailing, y'all over here reporting on fake Russian articles and stuff, like y'all doing all this fake reporting, and I don't like that because I report too. Like I said, it has nothing to do with being one way or another, but CNN and like the American media outlets, they be doing like all this fake stuff,
so
and
bad.
yeah, it's horrible, and I stopped watching that crap. So that's why I saw the polls from like Yahoo and all that. I was like, man, I don't care about these polls. They probably lying, or there's some there's something going on with these anyway. Because when the election night came, man, Hillary got bounced. So
yeah.
And I mean, CNN is a worldwide known, like news outlet or whatever it is in America. It's massive. It's not like it's a small, tiny whatever. It's massive, CNN. And for them to be doing what they're doing, or what I hear what they're doing, I don't know. I don't know why they're doing it.
They're taking L's. They're butthurt. I don't see how $1 billion company is so butthurt
Over a gift.
Yeah, like over like when I saw, I'm like, okay, I think that the president should have shown some restraint, but that was the beginning and the end of it. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you're constantly like fake news, like when you're constantly making reports that aren't true, you're sitting here look, if you want to report on stuff that's true, then okay, more power to you. But don't be making up stuff to further your stupid political agenda. Like when you do that, only one person can take so much, right? So I can understand Mr. Trump's, the president's frustration. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's over here trying to do this job which sucks. Okay, being the president is trash. I don't care how Trump tries to act like it's so amazing. He's a liar. Being the president sucks. Obama knew this. Everyone knows being the president sucks. It's about the other stuff. It's about the security afterwards. Being president is about the power. You know what I'm saying? The job sucks. It doesn't even pay that. You got Steph Curry blowing Trump out in salary when it comes to how much the president makes. You got athletes. You got Otto Porter Jr., a guy who scores 13 points a game, making $100 million for the next 4 years. Don't sit here and tell me that the presidency is a good job. No, playing basketball is a good job. Making $100 million, that's a good job. Being a basketball player where you don't have to go smash your head into other players like American football, that's a good job. Shooting threes? You shoot threes for a living.
Crazy?
Yeah,
the most powerful man in the world, and a basketball player is getting, I don't know how much the president earns. I know it's not astronomical, I know that.
$400,000 a year, which is really good. But
is that what he gets?
That's what he gets, $400,000 a year.
Wow. And a nice
I mean,
house.
And a nice house, and all food paid for, obviously. And there's a lot of other stuff, that he obviously.
Well, I doubt you enjoy the house that much when you're president.
Yeah, because you're always traveling.
The pressure he is under all the time. He may look to the public as, "Hi guys, yeah, it's all good, it's all good." Behind closed doors, that man is under so much pressure.
It is, and stress. I actually fear for him. I fear for him. And look, it's not that I don't want him to win another term, because I know he's going to run again, but I think at that point he'll be 75, 74. I think maybe he should just enjoy his grandkids, enjoy his kids, at that point, So because I know he's going to run again, and he might probably win again. You know what I'm saying? But I worry a little bit. I just worry because at that age, I don't know if you should be doing what presidents do, like the traveling, the stress, all that. Shouldn't you be enjoying your kids, and be enjoying everything? So I'm hoping he doesn't run for another term. I'm hoping just for his sake, not because I care about political stuff, because I don't. But I'm just hoping that because his kids probably never see him,
Maybe he'll become a basketball player and start earning $100 million a year.
Maybe. Maybe.
I would hate to be the son of a president.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. You don't ever. I felt bad for for Obama's kids because they saw him when they could, but man, the dude's hair. Oh my God, it went from straight black to gray, bruh. In 8 years' time, that man had a full head of black hair. That thing started turning gray quick. Obama looked like my age when he went into office. He came out of office looking like Sanford and Son. Saying. I was just like, man. So that's why I'm happy now he can just relax. He can sit here, charge $15 million per a talk or something crazy he's charging per his discussions. Go chill, relax. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy his money that he made, his book sales. Enjoy life, man. Don't be worrying about all that president stuff, because being the president of America, you gotta deal with, the gun violence here, the economy, you got dude trying to build a gold wall to Mexico. I'm joking about the gold wall. That was just a reference to Epic Rap Battle, where he said, where the Trump dude was like, I'm gonna dip a rocks in gold and build a wall. But there's just so much. You gotta deal with immigration. God, being president sucks, man. So I'm tired of people bashing him as if that's going to make this next 4 years be better for America. That's not going to make things better. That's my problem. Yeah, because there's nothing else to talk about. So yeah, we're talking about not really about politics, but just about people doing stupid things in the media, CNN being complete jackasses. Pretty much putting someone on blast because of a GIF. Because of a Trump punching
His mother
CNN.
called into Rush Limbaugh today, and she was like, that was pretty hilarious too.
Rush Limbaugh. That dude's funny.
It's because this show that I heard this on that I listen to, the guy does something called Random Rush, where he'll every so often he listens to Rush Limbaugh for like a minute and a half. Just one whatever stupid thing he's in. It's kind of funny.
Oh
And
yeah.
So that was the same. Random Rush thing was that guy's mother. And
Never a dull moment with Rush Limbaugh in the house, dude. I can see why he gets his.
he's almost completely irrelevant, but not quite.
He was much more relevant back in the day. I remember when he used to be on NFL, like primetime, and like he was like fired instantly for what he said about Donovan McNabb. He's like Donovan McNabb is not a good quarterback. People just talk about him because he's black, and they want black quarterbacks to do well. And all the black people that he was sitting with were like, It was so funny, their face. They were looking.
One day it says, I think I want to be a racist, bigot commentator now. Like, who?
It was funny because he had been on that show for a while, and like nothing had happened. I mean, at that time, I think it was like 2001, 2002. So I mean, we already had like multiple black quarterbacks. I mean, this is after Rodney Peete. This is after Doug. Was it the guy that won the Super Bowl for the Redskins? I forgot his name, but that guy. This was after Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper. I mean, this was during or after all these guys. So it wasn't like a abnormal. This wasn't like the 80s or like the 60s, Like it was like, I mean, Michael Vick was around. I mean, there were tons of black quarterbacks. It was a normal thing, and this dude bringing it up like it was like 1970.
I think he wishes it was 1970.
I think he thought it was 1970. Sometimes you forget things. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like Bill O'Reilly was like an infotainment celebrity guy before he started wanted to be like a right-wing pundit talking head.
Yo, Bill O'Reilly's worth a ton of money, man. If whatever his next thing is, he's worth so much. He got people that like be listening to him. Like they will pay money to listen to him on his freaking website that he has. Like whoever gets him for the next TV deal.
His own falafel fetish website. He's into that kind of stuff, right? So.
Falafel? What?
Oh, did you ever hear that story one time where he called up a woman on her answering machine and he asked her to do something with a falafel in a very disgusting kind of way?
Oh no, I need to see that.
What's a falafel?
I know what is a falafel, but it sounds funny.
It's Arab food, right? It's like pita bread, and then there's like the hamburger chicken in it.
Oh.
And then
Oh, right.
lots of vegetables. Yeah, you can find like it's like all over Europe. Right? I mean,
I think they have them here too. I've heard about falafels here as well. So yeah.
There's a lot of Mediterranean places here that serve falafel.
Oh yeah. I had a falafel one time.
the guys who had the shop where I was living, they were crap. And I prefer the lamb one myself.
Ooh, a lamb falafel. That sounds good.
Lamb's always really good.
Yeah, lamb's good. I like that. Well, we're speaking of food. What's everyone's favorite food here? Let's get to know each other a little bit better.
I love pizza. That's my favorite food.
Oh, pizza's good. What do you like the Chicago style or deep dish or?
I like the New York style. Canadian pizza's kind of cool. That's where I'm from, and it's one of the unique foods that we have made here. Besides the maple syrup, pretty much. I like meat lovers. What usually order the most, Italian sausage. Like those big sausages, things like that on there. Ground beef. Pepperoni, the traditional idea of pizza, I guess.
That's a very healthy pizza. I like it.
What
real man's pizza. What about you, Deviator?
Oh, look, I'm from the UK. I like pizzas. I like Chicago town, like the really, what they call them, deep dish ones.
Oh yeah.
My favourite is probably a boring one, pepperoni and pineapple on top.
You're gonna get into fights with people online if you like pineapple on your pizza.
Yeah.
That's been like a thing for a while now.
But my favourite, if I had to have a takeaway, would be the traditional British fish and chips. Cod and chips, yep.
Yeah, that's good. We got a lot of places here in my town that serve just like the traditional style fish and chips. I personally, I love pizza. I'm lactose though, so I actually have to rip a lot of the cheese off. But I love it though. I love it so much, but I still love pizza. Even just like the bread and the sauce, like just Little Caesars. I don't know if they have that worldwide, but I know in America we do. And it's so good. I love Little Caesars hot and ready pizza. It's cheap and it's good. I love it. Yeah, pizza. It's so good. It's so good. I also love like chicken, rice, and like the Mexican style like tortilla chips. That's really good too. Just like chicken, like really good chicken and rice, and like the Mexican style tortilla chips. Those are good. And I like. I'm fat. And I like. There's more food. Like my mom makes like a traditional like Nigerian sauce, like tomato sauce with rice and chicken and like vegetables, and I like that as well. And I like oatmeal too. So there you go. I'm done.
Fish and chips is really big from where I'm from on the east coast of Canada because pretty much everybody has like British origin in some form or another.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually have a chain brand called Deluxe French fries, and that's like their main dish is fish and chips.
Yeah, I like fish and chips. It's good. When I went to Massachusetts to a school called Assumption, I was on a visit. I had the best fish and chips ever. I don't remember the place, but man, it was freezing cold too. And that's the main reason why I didn't go to that school to play football, because it was just like sub-zero. It was like I felt like I was going to turn into a popsicle. But anyway, they took me to a fish and chips place, man, and it was just like, it was the best that I've ever had. It was like the freshwater fish. It was so good. It was like they put in like this batter of like different like seasoning and stuff. I don't remember the place, but it was delicious. So yeah, I definitely like fish and chips as well. Good stuff. Although like I'm on a diet, so I can't eat a lot of this stuff that I talked about. But...
The UK's contribution to the world, fish and chips. Brilliant.
Yeah. Also, you guys have Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig, and my daughter likes Peppa Pig, so that's another good contribution as well. I'm just saying. It's a pretty popular show.
I kind of think of the English language is the British English people's best. I don't really speak it now. It doesn't sound.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree there.
Oh,
You guys developed one of the most complicated languages for everyone to learn. Thank you.
No problem, it's what we do.
My native language that my mom speaks and everything, it's so much easier like than English. Like if I ever felt like learning it like for real, I could probably do it in like the last 30 years, and I never did. I know some. I know I can understand, but I just don't know. I don't know a lot. Like I don't know everything. But my sister, she's like super fluent, and like she just spent like a year there, and she's like 100% fluent. Because it's just so much easier than English to learn. I mean, you can even learn it like when you're older. It's not a big deal. Like English, it's like if you didn't learn English like as a kid, it's tough. Like, or if you.
I think well, pretty much any language, man. Like just children it's so much easier for them to learn languages because their brains are just before they change.
Agreed. But from what I've
soaking it up, aren't they? Yeah.
From what I've understood from like people who know multiple languages and English wasn't their first language, they said that like English is one of their harder ones to learn. Like if they know like French and like they know like I don't know like Spanish, and then maybe they speak something else. They said that like English is like when I was in college. That's what I like when I was in a Japanese class in college. And we had some foreign exchange students who were still learning English. They were learning Japanese. They were learning like lots of stuff, and they could speak it completely. But they were like, yeah, like English is like hard to learn. Like it's really hard. Like I didn't speak any English as a kid, but they picked up other languages. They just said that English is really hard. So, I mean, I'm just going off of other people. I guess I'm not from experience, obviously.
A really bad pet hate of mine is just for an example, John over at Spawnwave. He does a lot of soldering. But I don't know if it's all Americans. They call it soldering. and he says, I'm going to solder this and I'm going to solder that. And I had to put a comment in his chat one day and put, look, I know, I don't know if it's the way that, but it's actually soldering. You might want to look up in the English dictionary what sodding actually means, because I don't think you might use it after you realise what it actually means.
Or it's like a swear word in...
It means, how can I say it? Say I had a pig in my bedroom here. So yeah, it's soldering, not sodding.
Okay, yeah, everyone says it exactly like Spawn Wave. That's how people say it. I avoid saying that word completely. So I just don't say it because I'm going to mispronounce it anyway, and then I'm going to also say it wrong.
It's only used when you have to, it's like a temporary when you're trying to fix another word, you're trying to, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's soldering?
Soldering, yep.
Most people say soldering. A lot of people say, oh my god, a bomb.
That's how we pronounce it in Canada. Soldering.
Okay, yeah.
You only hear it in a tank context. You're talking about trying to like together.
Yeah, but over here, if
Or maybe drinking at the same time.
But over here, if I was to say to a friend of mine, I've got to go home now because I'm just going to solder something, they would be looking at me in a very weird way, mate. I'm telling you now.
Well, it's like sodding. That's what it's sodding.
Well, that's why I don't understand, like, when people, like, some people, like I said, stupid people, I can't stand when people make fun of accents. I'm not a big fan of that at all, especially if someone's trying to learn the language. But like sometimes you got Americans who will sit here and try to correct British people on, like, their, like on their pronunciation. I'm like, they're the ones who kind of made the language? Like, like, chill out.
But no, I don't berate Americans for say, well, I do take the mick out of them for saying stuff like aluminum. It's aluminium! But no.
It's a different pronunciation. It's the same word, right?
But I've come to realise, sorry.
In the American way, it's missing the U. See, in Canada, we spell it with the U.
I've come to realise, I think in America, because of the accent, the air difference, giving you a different accent, I think it's just easier to say, like over here, it's mum, not mom. And that used to be another pet hate of mine, but then I thought about it, it's probably easier because of their accent to just say mom, rather than, oh hello, mum. Do you know what I mean? So,
female superior as mom, because like the queen is mom. James Bond always referred to the world when Emma was a female, he called her mom. Whenever it's like a female superior, right, you refer to them as mom. Isn't that right?
I just call my mama mommy. Mom. I just say mom.
it's just little pet hates. Hey mom, I'm just going down to the store to get some candy. It's sweet, and then I'm going to come back and fix the aluminum roof. It's aluminium.
Hey, you know what I want to know? I want to know when exactly people stopped talking, like, you know, like with the accent, and then started kind of developing their own. That would just be interesting to see that, because obviously, you know, I mean, we don't need a history lesson, but we all know, you know, the history of the United States and what happened. So it would just be interesting to see exactly when people stopped.
That's the thing about American history, OG. Like, after the Revolution, or the War of Independence, whatever you want to call it, they were trying to, they almost chose German as the official language. A lot of people spoke it.
Seriously?
So yeah, seriously, like, look, that
Blimey.
they debated it, yeah, because there's a lot of Germans already there, right? That had, you know, come to settle, because as you know, George the Third, pardon me, was a mostly German king, in effect, because of his background.
Yeah, there's more German blood in my royal family than there is English.
Yeah, that's slowly changing though, because they keep marrying English people. You know, lots of generations. Anyway.
Yeah, it'd take a long time to change.
Oh, I know. Well, like,
I just want the UK to give Canada look, why have we still got sovereignty over Canada and Australia? It's the UK trying to hold on to what used to be its empire. Hundreds of years, the world has changed. Give them their countries.
It's very big sovereignty because it's not real in any sense. It's just
No, it's kind of, like the last election the Australians had. Do you want to keep the sovereignty? They voted to keep it. Why? Why do you want to have English sovereignty?
Can you explain the situation? Because I'm lost at what's going on here.
Because... Sorry, go on.
Well, I can take this one, or you can. I think you probably know. I'm a Commonwealth citizen, right? So I can.
Yeah, go on, yeah, by all means.
So, you know, as you guys know, Britain had a huge empire at one point. It's gone now. All the independent countries are, all the parts are independent now. Right? The Commonwealth nation, which is just Lincoln, and they all still have the head of state. And she's the ruler nominally of all these countries. And she has a representative element of the governor general, and then the problem is like she does in Britain every year, and then there's the throne speech that this person does, and that's the like that.
Yeah.
They all there's Commonwealth Games where these countries all it's the Olympics, but just Commonwealth countries. That's every 4 or 5 years, and then they have the Commonwealth meetings. They policy.
Yeah.
Actually, still doing. Still alive. 90 years old. So,
But it's antiquated, it's out of date. Like I say, it's the UK still trying to keep hold of part of this massive empire they had hundreds of years ago where they ruled like 2/3 of the world. The world's changed, it's moved on. Just let Canada rule themselves completely and let Australia do the same.
So I have a question though, but doesn't Canada have like a prime, they have that really well-built white guy that's the prime minister, right?
Yeah, Mr. Trudeau.
Yeah.
He's the head of the government, technically, but he's really the head of state. He runs everything pretty much. It's the same with Australia as well, and then New Zealand and all the other countries. But it's kind of like she still is like nominally like
The Queen, if the British Queen, if she wanted to, she would never do it because she doesn't do it in the UK. She can overrule anything the British government does if she wanted to. She is a bit like the president. She is actually the head of her armed forces and everything.
She doesn't use it.
But she does. They just don't get involved. She could if she wanted to. If Canada, the Prime Minister of Canada, wanted to do something, the Queen could step in and kind of say, you're not doing that.
Oh wow! I did not know that.
To a degree.
Every bill in the House of Commons in Britain and the House of Commons in Canada and the other ones,
Oh, what happened?
And like I say, it's antiquated. It's horrid.
But it's all implied, like it's going to happen anyways. They never refuse it. Whereas
No, the Queen will never step in and actually do anything. If she did, well, that would be a shock to anyone.
And the monarchy, right? They're there as a figurehead, mostly in a tourist attraction and everything else, and it's just tradition. So, there is a Republican movement in Canada, and it's not that strong though. But the one in Australia, I think, is pretty there, and they are trying to get it removed so they can just be Republican.
Well, I hope they do. It's not that I hate my country, I just think it's antiquated and...
At least for Canada, we don't have the Union Jack on our flag anymore, because we got rid of it in the 60s. We made our own.
And good for you, you know, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I feel sorry for the Australians because they have to have that tiny little Union Jack in the top left of their flag, don't they?
Yeah, and then it's like the New Zealanders, and then it's like a lot of other countries too have like all these other...
Yeah.
They probably say, oh, it's fur-rich. You're like, well, yeah, it's fur-rich. And in a lot of ways, our government's the exact copy of the government in Britain.
Well, not quite, because I haven't got a government. Well, I have, Well, kind of. She's having to pay 1.2 billion to former IRA terrorists to get 12 extra seats in House of Commons. But yeah, the UDP. Yeah.
And, they're anti-abortion and climate change denying, flat earthers.
Yeah. Is she going to agree to everything they want? Because if she does, she's gone, mate. Well, she's not going to be there much longer anyway.
There's so much stuff going on in the world. Like when you just take a step back from video games, I know we're playing games, but if you just kind of talk about how much, look at how much crap is going on. I mean, this is all separate from America and all the issues we have here. This is all separate from from all the issues that we have here in America. So, man, it's crazy.
When you think about how much well, I try not to. I've tried to curb my just wanting to write at the bottom of like messages and that the word wank or whatever, and try to just step back and say, no, don't get involved. But when you look at what's going on in the world, moaning about what console you game on or what game you play, is so insignificant, isn't it? Really?
Oh, I agree. I 100% agree. Especially, and that's why I try to link other stuff like on my Twitter page. And some people try to tell me, oh, don't put that. You should only talk about video games. No, that's okay, bro. I'll kind of talk about whatever I want, especially if it's something that needs to happen, like the whole, or needs to be talked about, is like the whole, what was it? The guy, Philando Castile, who was a legal gun owner. The dude asked, he told the officer, he's like, yo, I got a gun in here, man. Like, I'm a legal carrier. The guy was like, don't pull out the gun. And he's like, no, I'm not going to. He's like, give me your license and registration. So the guy reaches to get his license and registration, and the cop goes ballistic and like shoots and kills him right there. And his daughter, this dude has a 4-year-old daughter sitting in the back seat, and his girlfriend right there. And this cop is going insane, pumping bullets into this guy. Like, I made a post about that. Like, okay, like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, how did this happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll talk about, sometimes I'll mention stuff like that. But
I saw your post, and from what I'd heard before that, I was kind of like, well, maybe this copper, you know, he asked to see the license. The guy said, I've got a gun. He goes to get his license. The copper thinks, we could be going to get a gun. But then after reading your post and reading some more, I'm like, yeah, this copper just went on a rant. And
they showed the video. They showed the video. They were in there, and you can hear them. Yeah, you can hear them talking. He's like, hey, you know, I have a gun. You know, I'm not gonna grab it. He said, but I'm letting you know I am a legal gun owner. And then his fiance or his girlfriend was like, he's not trying to get the gun. Like, it happened all in such a short amount of time. Like, the guy just said, don't grab the gun. He's like, I'm not trying to grab the gun. And then right after that, he said, don't grab the gun. And he just started shooting. Like, even though the guy was right in the middle of saying, I'm not trying to grab the gun. Like, he just reached over to, because the guy asked him for his license and registration. It was near where their gun was. There was 2 cops on the scene. Like, I don't think at that point that you need to, I don't think his life was in danger. But the guy got off, you know, of course. You know, the guy did not get, he wasn't convicted or anything like that. But
well, in that case, in my opinion, he should be charged with murder.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or at least manslaughter, at the very least.
Well, he was charged, but he got acquitted. He got acquitted because the law here the law is very sketchy on this. The law here is that if the cop thinks, not that his life is in danger, but if he even thinks his life is potentially in danger, then he's justified in shooting someone.
But then that gives every police officer in America carte blanche to basically anyone they stop, they could just say, well, I thought my life was in danger, that's why I shot him.
Yeah, and
that's ridiculous.
That's what's happening with a lot of these shootings that are happening. It's just, you know, they think that their life is in danger, you know, because whatever maybe the person's skin color, whatever the case is, they think that their life is in danger, even though sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is. America is a very dangerous place. People do crazy,
I mean, you would know more about
things.
it than me, but I don't think, in my opinion, it's not endemic of the American police, is it? It's
no.
It's not widespread, is it?
No. It just happens. It happens enough where people have started to like take note that it's happening like one too many times. You know, it's one of those things. Like if you talk about the total amount of people getting pulled over, stuff happening, like this almost never happens in my city, and we've got gun crazy we got gun wielding idiots where I live. You know what I'm saying? Like I live in something like there's rural, there's farmland, so people have guns. People are fine with guns, and that almost never happens with the police where I'm at. Even though you would think that it would happen more where I'm at, but it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen as much in Los Angeles that you would think. You know, and Los Angeles is Los Angeles, so it's funny. It always happens in some of the areas that necessarily, just, I don't know, not quite as populated, not quite as much. Whereas here, it doesn't happen as much. Although it does happen, and it's happened plenty of times in the past. But it is what it is, you know. Like I said.
And then you've got the movement in my country that's demanding that every police officer is armed, and I'm like, no, that's not going to cut down on crime. Seriously, it's not arming every officer is not going to cut down on crime.
Wait, you guys have officers that aren't armed?
Most of our officers are not armed. We have ARVs, armed response vehicles.
Wow.
We don't have enough of those to go around.
That's interesting.
No, most police officers, all they have is some will carry a stun gun. The rest will have their truncheon. They wear a stab vest, and that's basically it.
Wow.
A baton.
Baton, yeah. Extended truncheon, baton, yeah.
That's insane. The police here in America are armed to the teeth. They've got good guns. You pop the trunk. They got shotguns. Some of them. we got SWAT members. I mean, I had a buddy of mine. I mean, actually, a lot of my friends are cops because, like, a lot of the former football players, they end up becoming cops here. Yeah, they're armed, man. They got good handguns. They got rifles under the trunk. We got SWAT teams with fully automatic weapons. I mean, the police here are pretty well armed for the most part.
The Police Federation not long ago of the UK polled most of the police in the UK, asking them, do you want to be trained, and if so, would you carry a firearm? And the majority of them turned around and said, no, we don't want the responsibility of having to carry a firearm.
That is wow.
I guess that's a police culture in Britain, eh?
Yeah, it must be. Because here in America, it's always been like, police need weapons. Like, and if anything, you know, police, like, I would say, yeah, police need all the weapons that they can get, you know, like, for the most part, to do their job sometimes, because there's so many illegally purchased weapons everywhere. People, like, civilians, you know, can carry fully automatic rifles here. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyone can go get you can go buy literally killing machines at your local gun store. You can buy weapons that you have no business needing. Yeah, like, yeah, so anybody can go buy these weapons that are just, it's like, what do you need that weapon for? Like, are you trying to start a war? Like what do you need that weapon for? But that's how it is in America, so.
Like, those militias that in different states, they think they're going to overthrow the government someday.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're taking the Second Amendment to, like, super heart. You know what I'm saying?
I could understand maybe a family man going to buy a handgun to protect his family if need be, but to go out and buy something like an M4 or an M16 or whatever, why do you need that? Why do you need a gun that can fire like 400 rounds a minute? What are you expecting?
The most basic response you're gonna get is some good fun at the shooting range.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the shooting range.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, you should be.
Yeah,
it should be like, okay, well, you should be able just like to rent the gun at the shooting range. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can go rent guns at a shooting range depending on which one you go to, I guess. But
I mean, and like I said, I don't want to turn this into like an anti, Second Amendment,
No,
because it is,
of course not.
I'm not trying to turn it into that, but I mean, if you look at some of the problems we had, I mean, it's like these guns are being used for bad things. They're not being used for good things. So.
It is part of your constitution, though, isn't it? The right to bear arms.
Yeah, it's just outdated. Like back then, the arms were like they're like single shot muskets.
The guns are like one load at a time, one shot at a time, and you have a chance of killing yourself at the same time.
That day, if they could fire 3 rounds in a minute, that was really good.
Okay, it was written, say, in the 1700s, Why hasn't it changed then? In all these hundreds
It's
of years.
sacred, I guess. It's literally sacred.
It's one of those things to where we got guns, people like them. Obviously, we have a whole big, powerful association NRA that wants people to have the ability. People want to be able to, like, if someone comes and robs me and they have these type of guns, I want to have my own ability to have these type of guns. The problem is that it hasn't been, since it was never changed with in the inception of more modern guns. It's always going to be screwed no matter what. Like, it's never going to.
Who's got the bigger gun?
Yeah, it's always going to be who's got the bigger gun, who's that. So there's nothing we can do to change it, because then you say, like, okay, well, we get rid of selling, assault rifles. Oh, well, now all the criminals, they're going to go on the illegal, the black market and get guns, which is true. They're going to do that, right? So it's just one of those problems that we're just never. I mean, it's never going to solve.
It's not as messed up as my. If someone comes into my house tonight and robs my house. And I had, say, my baseball bat that's over there. Now, the law now states, it was passed a couple of years ago, I am allowed to use reasonable force if I think my life is in danger. The trouble is, they haven't defined what reasonable force is. Now, if I whack him in the head once and he falls, hits his head and dies, chances are I can be charged with manslaughter. And the government refuses, they keep getting asked, they refuse to say, well, reasonable force is this. They just won't say.
Because they want to do it from like a case-by-case
So what do I
basis.
do? Yeah. So what do I do to, somebody watch out, I'm going to use your baseball bat. I don't know how hard I'm going to hit you, because I could end up inside for 20, but I might use it. It's ridiculous.
Whoa. Slow down a minute, slow down. Can we talk about something else? This sounds like a pretty depressing topic.
It's just interesting to talk about a bunch of various things. I think this is one of the most interesting conversations we've had on it. I don't know.
Otherwise, it's the rehash of third party.
Yeah, I know. Otherwise, it's like third parties make games for my system, please. That's usually what it turns out to be.
It's kind of in between Britain and America. If you're looking at guns, it's not handguns. You have a blood against that. But if you want to have a rifle, long gun, that's fine. Maybe have one of those. But you need to get a permit for a handgun.
Yeah.
It's very
Oh, right.
Yeah, you need
But
to.
the cops up here have guns and like SWAT teams that really are. They're not militarized as I said. It's kind of we're always in between.
America, we're armed to the teeth, baby.
It's funny
There's
we
more
should
guns
talk
per
about
capita in
this.
Canada than America actually.
In Canada than America?
It's funny we should be talking about this because the play that I'm involved with, West Side Story, it deals with a lot of violence too, and in all the wrong ways. Gang violence, to be exact.
Yep. Gang violence is a problem.
America spends on its defense budget more than my country spends on healthcare, education, the transportation, and about 3 other departments put together. America spends over $1 trillion a year on defense.
Well, our country's trying. Well, our country's trying to make sure people can't afford healthcare as well, too. So they're trying to spend. They're trying to spend less. They're trying to spend less on healthcare too.
That's pretty dumb, in my honest opinion. Healthcare should absolutely be affordable.
Yeah, well,
It's a human right in my mind.
it should be, but it's like I said, it's more about egos and everything than repealing what Obama had than it is actually about having like great healthcare. It's just because well he did it, Right?
It's the money, Lebowski, because the HMOs is a big industry.
Yeah.
As well.
Hang on then. If I came to your country and I got shot, and when I came to your country I didn't buy health insurance, I'd still get treated though, wouldn't I?
You'd get treated, but you get a massive bill.
You're going bankrupt, son.
Yeah, you're.
Oh right.
Yeah,
You're just culminating all these topics together now, huh?
Yeah.
By the way,
It's all a grand conspiracy. It's a Glenn Beck-esque conspiracy.
Oh,
It's
but
all-
I think Ataki was right, or it was Sean, or I think it was Ataki said that also we're trying to get like tax breaks for like the big corporations. That's the reason why they're trying to repeal the bill as well, and that's also another thing. Like with this new thing that they're going to put in, yeah, like they're like the wealthier are going to get a tax break. It's not going to cost them as much because America taxes the hell out of us. So there you go.
By the way,
Green Party is the tax party of tax cuts for 5 million above.
Look, excuse me, sorry to interrupt, but I almost didn't get to play with you guys tonight. Well, but as it turns out, they let me out of rehearsal early again, so that's why I made it here, and that's why I'm able to join you guys for a few minutes of Mario Kart 8. It's not the whole thing again.
We're gonna be let's wrap. It's I think I set the tournament for till 7 my time. So yeah,
Well,
we're
well,
almost
it's
done.
right over here where I live.
Yeah, so 10 o'clock your time. Yeah, so got about 10 minutes more. So yeah, I was only gonna stream for like an hour, but I was like, whatever. My daughter's here for the summer, and she's just messing. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys can hear her, so she's just messing around. So I'm just like, whatever.
How rehearsals going, John?
Difficult, in my honest opinion. There's a lot of twists and turns, and I keep on dying off. I keep on falling off the track on this stage. This
Yeah,
is a tough
this one's tough one. This is a tough one. If you're not used to it.
I prefer your Rainbow Road more, in my opinion. That one's much more fun and much less.
John, how are rehearsals going?
They are going very well. There's still some rough parts, but overall, I'm very impressed with how well it's working together. And really
Good to hear. Good to hear.
There's still another lap.
well, for me, what really is exciting about doing this show is that I feel like that I'm actually standing up to a lot of the terrible things that have been going on in the world today. Like, there's a scene in the show where I get to stop two people from getting into a fight, and in my opinion, doing that is almost like the equivalent of getting to a real life fight and trying to stop it.
What's your role? What's your actual like official role in the West Side Story?
Glad Hand, and Glad Hand, if you remember, he's a teacher in the school dance scene, and he tries to basically keep the tensions between the sharks and the dance very neutral, but of course they want to kick the living heck out of each other, and it goes very, very badly with the dance. And so, basically, my role is to try to defuse the tension by If you guys have seen the movie of West Side Story, John Astin plays the character in question, but I'm not playing it like him. I'm playing it very straight and very, very sincere. The next time I go to rehearsal, I will try to make sure that I ask them about
I'm getting bodied in this tournament. I'm not doing well.
Same.
Yeah,
It's a
well,
hard
I'm
CPU.
not doing great either.
Why'd you ban every tournament, so?
Eisenberg.
Well, at least I'm gonna choose the N64 Rainbow Road run this time. That one's a lot more fun. I like that one.
I don't want to go where Eisenberg's going. I don't want anything to do with him. He's a psycho. Eisenberg. He's always coming to my. He's always coming here. Always dealing meth. Crazy psycho. Get out of my chat.
What?
Get out of my. I'm just joking.
I'm not anywhere near the. I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm only
No.
right here.
That's a Breaking Bad.
It's
So I
a
don't know what's going on.
it's a Breaking Bad reference. There's a guy his name is Eisenberg. Have you ever watched Breaking Bad, John?
No, unfortunately, I am not familiar with that.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. You won't get it.
Good show if you get the chance.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
What's this course going to be? Let's see.
So good. Favorite TV show of all time. Well, not.
We're doing
Yeah, definitely one of mine
what's
too.
this one? I forget what this one is. Oh, Cheap Cheap Beach.
Which one's better to you guys? Which one's better? What's that show that people really liked? Where the guy was like a serial killer. I forgot what his name. It was on HBO.
Dexter?
Dexter. Yeah. Which one's better, Dexter or Breaking Bad? To you guys?
Breaking Bad, no doubt. Dexter is like 2.5 stars out of 5.
I couldn't get into Breaking Bad.
And, I watched until I see the 7th season, and it kind of was really good. It was good until the 5th season.
There was a lot of seasons. There was a lot of seasons. I think that was the main issue that I had. I'm like, man, this thing's going on forever. Like,
Yeah, I couldn't like come to a good point at some.
Most TV shows on Stars or Showtime or whatever, because it was a Showtime show. They don't
Showtime.
last beyond 4 or 5 seasons. 6 at the most, but they're just like better produced TV shows.
I agree. Dexter got tiring for me. Like I was watching it, like, oh yeah, this is cool. But then I also got queasy watching it because like it kind of got like it's kind of disgusting at times. So I kind of got.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot of trouble sitting through truly horrifically violent stuff. I really do.
It's not like
It wasn't the most violent.
yeah, it's not the
It was
most
just, like,
violent.
sociopathic kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
sociopath kind of like queasiness. Not like it's like it's,
Oh, yeah, so it's very mean-spirited in other words.
My
Not
father's watching Game
mean-spirited,
of Thrones right now, trying to catch
apathetic.
up to the new season. I said, oh, how you like it? He's like, oh, it's violent as all get out. I'm like, oh, yeah.
I mean, there's more. I mean, like for example, like Scarface. Scarface is a lot worse than Dexter. You know.
But,
And like-
certain shows just like play it on. Like,
You know that Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, I think I've
have
heard
you-
the title. I've never actually watched it.
Have you watched it from the beginning when Sean Bean? You must have heard of Sean Bean.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
He was
Well,
and our star.
They-
born
Yeah.
here in
yeah. Well, they've cast quite a few of the actors already, and they were intending to have the accent as kind of like an Irish kind of Celtic accent. Well, Sean Bean comes from up north. He's got a really northern accent, and he went he went to the audition, and they're like, "All right, Sean, can you read this script?" And he's like, "Blah blah blah." And they went, "By the way, Sean, can you do an Irish accent?" No. Right, guys, we're scrapping the Irish accent. We're going with a northern accent. And,
Oh my
and they
God.
killed him. They killed him off after what? 3 episodes, I think it was.
No, it was like more like 9. I think 10. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Anybody
There's
looking
this
forward
rule with
to
Sean Bean,
the
okay?
Castlevania
He has to
series
die in every production he's in, okay? Like, it's a rule.
Yeah, yeah.
He dies in like every movie and TV show he's ever been in, I swear to God. You know, it's funny.
Speaking of which, anybody looking forward to Castlevania, the Netflix series coming this Friday?
Yes and no.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
it's
skeptical
probably
about
the
it.
best thing Square Enix has ever done with Castlevania in like the last 20 years. So.
Konami, you mean?
Not Square Enix,
Konami.
it's Konami. Konami.
Hashtag
Oh my
Castlevania.
God.
Hang on,
Well, they're-
I'm not Burrito, am I?
Japanese
No.
companies that abuse their IPs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Square Enix doesn't do Castlevania. They do Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Castlevania's
See,
Konami.
I should know that because I'm a big Jim Sterling fan, and he has a whole segment devoted to well, F Konami, right? So
Ever since he got blacklisted, he got Splinter Cell blacklisted.
It's like I'm blacklisted
Ever
for
since
everybody
they
else. I'm just
changed
gonna
their
go crazy.
development team.
No, just give me The Walking Dead and I'm fine, okay?
I tried to get into The Walking Dead, man. I need to try it again.
But
I'll tell you what, over the past 10 years, America has put out the best TV shows ever, in my opinion. I've watched Falling Skies, I've watched The Last Ship, some others, but The Walking Dead for me is just some of the most brilliant writing.
Pretty good Fallen Skies game.
What? There was a
Yeah,
Falling
it-
Skies game on the Wii U?
Yeah, it was like randomly generated levels, wasn't it?
It was in the eShop. I thought
It could have been better. It was okay. But that, it really annoyed me that, because it got to season 4 and Steven Spielberg was co-writing that. And he said, well, I've got another 3 seasons before it ends. And the TV company were like,
Walking Dead. What's
no,
that platform-
rewrite this script,
Walking Dead.
and that's it.
What platform are you talking about? Was that a
No, Falling Skies.
Yeah, it's Falling Skies. I'm curious. Was that a multi-plat that was released on Wii U as well?
I think it was, yeah. Yeah, it was
I don't,
multiplayer.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that game at
exclusive.
all.
It didn't get a very high score.
Because for some reason, when you said Falling Skies, I found myself thinking of Darksiders for some reason. Because I recently got the Wii U port of the first one, and I was like, good port overall, but why this late in the Wii U cycle?
Darksiders.
No, this,
yeah, that was okay. Thank you.
Oh well, the reason why. Well, they did it with all the systems, though. You know, they all got it because. And I'll tell you the reason why is because Darksiders 3 was coming, so they wanted to make sure that they got the Darksiders 1 out there because a lot of people really like Darksiders 1, so they remastered it for the fans. That's really all it was.
I think
I'm
it's-
assuming everyone read the statement from THQ Nordic where they slipped in, We just wish that Nintendo had made a slightly more powerful system, right?
Well,
What was the tweet? What was the tweet that Super Metal Day put up? Developers.
Hold up, John. Hold up, John. Hold up 1 second. Let him finish.
Oh, sorry.
Deviator, what were you gonna finish? What you were saying?
What was the tweet that Super Metal Day put up? Developers are saying they wish Nintendo had made a more powerful console, and I put, are we talking developers in brackets plural, or are you talking about just one, THQ Nordic? And he never replied to me.
I would say
Oh,
more.
what a shock.
talking about THQ in my...
Hyperbolic person who distorts things.
But don't wait, hold up. But don't you guys think that like third-party developers would probably want Nintendo to make like some type of like a system that's exactly like Microsoft and Sony?
Of course they would.
Yeah,
Of course they
obviously.
would. But I've not
They should
personally.
interact
I've not read a statement of another company. Maybe you have, OJ, because you're more into it than obviously what I am, and probably Super Metal Davis as well. I've not read a statement where a developer said, wish that Switch was more powerful. I read the THQ one, and then boom, Super Metal Day put up developers. He didn't say THQ Nordic, he just put developers.
Well, I would say this, like,
Watched,
all the developers know that you can't have a portable more powerful than the Switch already is, so a lot of developers aren't going to say anything because it's impossible. Look at how big the PS4 Pro is. Look at how big the Xbox One is.
Exactly.
They're all huge, so most developers aren't, like, they're not going to say, I wish this hybrid was more powerful when it's as powerful as it can get for as small as it is. It's a portable as well,
Yeah,
so...
it's powerful. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
powerful enough. Powerful enough to arguably run Darksiders 3, since it's being built on Unreal Engine 4, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean...
done X2.
They would need to scale down the textures and stuff like that.
X2 isn't like a super leap over X1. That's the thing, though, you know? X2 is just...
The
Well,
X2 is nicknamed the P1 because it's mainly used in cars.
well,
But
that...
their new, what is it, the Vectra or Vertex chip that's coming out next year, their new SoC, it's purportedly 3 times more powerful than the X1, but uses 30% less power to achieve that extra power.
I guess what I would say to it is basically, how many of the chip did they use for the like upgrade?
That's what I replied to. That's what I replied to Dave. I said, if Sony and Microsoft can do mid-gen upgrades, can Nintendo not do that?
Yeah.
There'll be an outcry.
I think
Oh
they
my
will.
God, Nintendo have done a mid-gen upgrade. They're ripping customers off. Well, Sony and Microsoft can do it. Why can't Nintendo?
Well, that's what people did say when Nintendo did the new Nintendo 3DS. People were freaking out, and I was called a damage control when I said, guys, shut up! It's a stupid little upgrade that they've done before. They've done the same thing with the Nintendo DSi.
Oi,
That was
I
a
went
little
out and
bit
bought one of them last month, thank you very much.
So, I mean, like, it's not a big deal. I mean, Nintendo could do a mid-gen, which I fully expect them to do either
Would
a
you
supplemental...
buy it, OJ?
Oh, yeah, of course I'd buy it. Yeah, like a Switch Pro or like a supplemental computing device. Yeah, I'd buy it, of course.
I don't believe there's going to be a supplemental computing device for when it stops. Because as soon as it's undocked, you're going back to the power that it can only be now.
Yeah,
So
I was going to bring that up.
It would have to be NVIDIA's new SoC that's going to be going into production, they estimate, end of next year, beginning 2019.
I mean, potentially the supplemental computing device, but depends on how big it is. Maybe you could also take it on the go with you. I mean, I don't know as well.
Yeah, it could be, I don't know, somehow clipped on or something. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if they really can pull that off or not. In the meantime, as long as they didn't say no to Darksiders 3 on Switch, then at least that gives us some hope, although I wonder. I don't know how well Darksiders performed on either on Wii U, so I don't know if they'll be very eager to test that out or not.
OJ, do you think Code Vein will come to the Switch?
Yes, I think that game's definitely...
Seriously?
Yes, 100%. I think that game's coming to the Switch at some point. Probably not going to be day and date.
happy.
Not going to be day and date. Not going to be day and date with the other versions. but definitely
Yeah,
going to
I
be.
agree. If it does come, we will probably not see it on the same time that we get the other versions. If anything, it's probably going to be a late port with some added-in features. I'm hopeful for that one, though, because Namco and Nintendo, they got a good relationship, and it's Unreal Engine 4. It's a no-brainer. I'm not so sure about Darksiders 3, though. I hope I'm wrong about that.
I think Darksiders could come. It just all depends. I think they're going to make the PS4, Xbox One, and PC versions first. Obviously, that's their priority. And then potentially, maybe they port it down the line. I think that it can definitely get a port down the line. I just don't think it's going to be day and date with the other versions.
Yeah, I agree with that, because, the thing with Unreal Engine 4 is that you said it was supposed to be very scalable, so in the end, it wouldn't really matter.
It's not even what I say, it's what Epic has said. It's not even me, I'm simply relaying the information.
They're the ones that make the they're the ones that make the engine.
Yeah, it's not even what I say. They're the ones who are saying, yo, this engine's super scalable.
I'm sorry, I guess I misquoted you, but either way, that is very reassuring. Because once again, every time I hear certain people downplaying Unreal Engine 4 on Switch saying, just because Unreal Engine 4 is on Switch doesn't mean it can run this game, it's really, really infuriating. I know, I shouldn't pay attention to it, but still.
But nobody has any proof? I haven't heard one developer say, oh, well, because this game, it's running on Unreal Engine 4, we can't bring it over even though it's running on... I haven't heard one developer that's using Unreal Engine 4 say that, though. That's the thing.
Exactly. So who are these people that say that they can't be done if they haven't even
stop arguing with idiots, though. I think you're running into too many idiots.
Tweets today, OJ, about Mass Effect Andromeda and, about the Frostbite engine this and the Frostbite engine that. It didn't really help that game, did it?
The freaking stupid engine didn't even have RPG menus. They're over here talking about how great Frostbite is. Man, Frostbite ain't nothing. Frostbite is not anything great. Yeah, it's good for. It's good for shoot. It's originally built for first-person shooters. That's what it's originally built for. But yes, it also works. It works with sports too. But even
for Battlefront.
Yeah, but
isn't it what Battlefield runs on? Yeah.
But even then, I don't even think it's that great for sports. I haven't seen anything in Madden that makes me say, "Oh my gosh, these Madden games are so much better with Frostbite," or these games are so. I haven't seen anything from their sports games that say that.
So why are DICE? Well, it's their own. It's their in-house engine, so I suppose they know it and they love it. But why are they?
They save money.
Going over to Unreal Engine 4.
They save money. The reason why you want to do an in-house engine is because you don't have to pay licensing fees. That's all it is. They don't have to pay. Yeah, that's all it is.
Right.
I didn't realize that in order to use Unreal Engine 3, you gotta pay for the rights to use it.
It's not a charity, bro. It's not a charity, man.
Oh, shows how naive I am.
It's business.
Companies are so all about money, profit making that we can make more money if we have our own in-house engines.
Which from a business perspective, it's a good idea. From what EA, because EA's selling, it's a great idea because
they're being a good little greedy corporation. Like they're supposed to.
Of course,
well,
of course.
I'm saying it's very cynical, but that's business in a nutshell, right? But,
quick question: what exactly went wrong with Mass Effect Andromeda? Was it overpromised and underdelivered?
No.
I'll tell you the main problem. I'll tell you the main problem. The main problem was, over the course of the design of that game, they had, I think, 27 lead artists. They kept changing the lead artist. There's a site called Glassdoor, and if you go on there, developers who work for these companies they tell you what it's like to work for a certain company. And it came out about Andromeda. And we know now where the A-team at BioWare, what they were doing. They were working on Anthem.
That's not only it, though. There's actually more. Kotaku actually did a really good article on this.
I read the Kotaku.
Yeah, and they talked about the bulk of the game was built in the past 18 months. For the first 2 or 3 years, they were experimenting with this type of new engine that would be able to make random planets and stuff, but they could never get it to work because they were planning on this game to be like a huge space exploration with multiple worlds that you can go to, land on, mine, do whatever the case is, and it was just too ambitious. They couldn't get that platform as far as that engine working within Frostbite. Frostbite didn't have RPG menus, so they had to create everything from scratch. There was just multiple issues from there, and then on top of that, the animation studio that they used, they had to outsource, and there was a lot of factors.
Wow.
That's bad. So the actual game was only in production for 18 months then?
The bulk of the game,
working on it.
according to this article, the bulk of the game was built in the past 18 months, according to that article.
Wow.
Yeah, I can see that because it was rushed and,
Yeah.
I still enjoyed
Ooh.
it.
After the 12 gigabyte patch, the game is better. The game is definitely not. I can see what they're doing. Like, you can see the ambition. Like, you played it, right? You can see the ambition in the game. They have some great ideas.
I did a full playthrough.
Yeah.
It was Mass Effect, of course. I think like visually, like the environments look better, really better than the last one. But like, just the face, that's what they kind of give representation.
Yeah, I mean, you can see what they're trying to do. You can see that they were trying to have an ambitious game. You can see, like, hey man, there's some great ideas in here. Like, they brought back, like, shooting the probes, and like using, like, exploring the web. That's cool.
So it was. So in other words, it was basically a case of biting off more than they could chew, or being a little, or rushing done.
Having bad leadership, trying out different things, using an engine because the EA, the publisher, said use Frostbite when you probably should have used Unreal Engine 3 or just used Unreal Engine or Unreal Engine 4. You probably just should have used one of those, and then you decide to use your own in-house engine, obviously, to save money. This is a combination of things.
Wow, I
I
didn't.
want to kind of brought back some of the mechanics from the first game. I don't know how many of you played the first game.
I
but
played it.
You could like mod your guns with like different guns, and I remember I had one gun where it had like these energy pellets where you could actually track the targets. So that was really useful to have that when
Well, you can mod your guns in Andromeda though. You can put the different mods on there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That was from the first game, and they brought it into this one.
Okay, yeah.
There's 2 and 3. Right? You could like mod them and.
2 it was cut. 2 it was cut out. 3 I thought there was gun mods in 3.
I don't think 3 had it. I think
Yeah.
3 was just.
No, 3 had gun mods. 3 had gun mods.
Yeah, 3 did have mods.
Yeah, yeah. 2
is still my,
2 did it.
2 is still my favourite.
I blacked it out.
Yeah. No, it's okay. No, 3 was a long time ago, kind of. I mean,
Well, it does
Two-
right?
Yeah.
Number 2 is my favourite.
I
I
remember
haven't
playing
played it since
Effect 3 on the Wii U, and it seemed to have potential, but I was very confused. I think it would have been a lot better if they had brought the trilogy over instead, but
Yeah, people were. I don't know why they didn't.
it would have been a smarter.
Yeah, it would have been better for the trilogy, but they just EA's being cheap.
That comic book intro where you made the decisions, that was just laughable.
At the time, I thought it was unique, but now when I think of it, yeah, I agree. It really wasn't a very good idea at all. It cheated gamers out of what could have been a great game.
It's still good. I mean, Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U is actually just like for how it runs. It's still one of the better ports out there. It was just overpriced and obviously missing the content that people really wanted to make the experience.
Right?
I can't remember who
it's
said
good.
it, but
It's good. It's not a bad
someone
game.
said the Wii U version, it was like EA said, here's the game. It's a trilogy. You can read the last half of a third of a book, but you don't get to read the first 2/3. Fantastic. Brilliant.
Anyone else just get disconnected?
It says right
yeah,
here that the
so-
server is currently undergoing maintenance.
Server maintenance. Actually, I was gonna start up a new tournament and we can play again because I need to edit, but I thought we can do that. But you know what? We can't because there's server maintenance, and my daughter is really crying for something right now. So guys, I'm gonna have to go ahead and call it right here. I think we had a good tournament though. That was fun. So how'd you guys like the tournament today? I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool today. I thought it was good. Real quick, shout-outs to some people that subscribed during the live stream. Shout-outs to Amir Ahmad for subscribing. 5-person dude, Nathan Edens, and is it Dude or Dodd? Dodd1234. Shout-outs to you guys. Welcome to the freaking village. Get these dudes some headbands. Yeah, Do or Dodd. I don't know. I'm not sure. D-O-D. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for the subscriptions. Get these people some headbands. Show them some love in the chat as well. And we will be back maybe for more tomorrow. I gotta check. I'm so busy tomorrow. I got so much stuff to do. But yeah, maybe we'll be back. If not, you guys will maybe be having a guest host for next week. If not, you guys will have content. But I won't be able to live stream next week. So just letting you guys know that right now. So anyway, thank you guys so much for...
Enjoy your Hawaiian vacation, by the way.
I appreciate that. going on.
Hawaii? Oh, I didn't know that until right now.
I'm going on a little
Yeah, you've earned it.
I'm going on a little vacay. My fiance is treating me to that, so going on a little vacay.
I'm only hoping you don't get too jet lagged, though.
Oh, I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
It's only 3 hours.
Yeah, I actually live really close to Hawaii. All right, then, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next video. Peace out.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye now.